A warm welcome everyone in my channel. Myself Utsav Mehta. Today I am going to explain you about our country India. In this video I am going to cover everything what is physical features of India. I am going to talk about islands. I am going to talk about two extreme points of India. What is present in the north, what is present in the south, east, west, everything I am going to cover in this topic in this video. So let's have a look at the first thing, that India is a peninsular country. India is a peninsular country. Then a question should arise in your mind, what is peninsula? So a peninsula is a piece of land that is surrounded by water on the three sides. If you can see that your India is there, in this India, these three part, first part, second part and third part, all the three sides of India is surrounded by water. So on west, which water body is present? On east, which water body is present? On south, which water body is present? Let's have a look. So in this, from west, it is surrounded by Arabian Sea. So this is north, this is south, this is east, this is west, and in this it is said that in the west it is surrounded by Arabian Sea. So in the west side, India is being surrounded by Arabian Sea. In the east it is surrounded by Bay of Bengal. So east is here, it is surrounded by Bay of Bengal. In the south it is surrounded by Indian Ocean. So downside it is south and it is surrounded by Indian Ocean. So from this we are clear that the three sides of the India is surrounded by water. In the west it is surrounded by Arabian Sea. In the east it is surrounded by Bay of Bengal, and in the south it is surrounded by Indian Ocean. So Indian Ocean is the only ocean which is named after country India. Here India has an area of about 3.28 million square kilometer. So it is approximate area of the India, that India is having 3.25 million square kilometer. The north-south extends from Kashmir to Kanyakumari is about 3,200 km. In the north, your Kashmir is there, and in the south, your Kanyakumari is there. So the distance between Kashmir to Kanyakumari is 3,200 km. So in the north part Kashmir is there, in south part Kanyakumari. These are the two extreme points of north and south, and the distance between them is 3,200 km. Next point, the east-west extends from Arunachal Pradesh to Kutch is about 2,900 km. So in the east here Arunachal Pradesh is there, and in the west here Kutch is there. So here we are talking about two extreme extent points of India. In the east it is Arunachal Pradesh, and in the west it is Kutch. So the distance between these 2 points is 2,900 km. So we have taken all the 4 extreme points of India. In the north Kashmir is there, in the south Kanyakumari, in the east Arunachal Pradesh, and in the west Kutch. And we have also discussed about the distance also from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. The distance between these two is 3,200 km, and distance between Arunachal Pradesh to Kutch in the west is 2,900 km. Fourth point, India is the second most populous country of the world after China. So after China, maximum population is in India. Let us talk about the locational setting of India. India is located in the northern hemisphere of Earth. So this is the map of the Earth, and we know that Earth is been divided into two hemispheres when we divide it from equator. Upper side it is known as northern hemisphere, and downside it is known as southern hemisphere. And India is located in the northern hemisphere of the Earth. There is a wide difference in local time of place located at two extreme points of the India. So if we see time difference, then I am again moving here. If we talk about, we know that when we talk about two extreme points, then in the east and west there is a 2 hours time difference. There is 2 hour time difference. So here it is written only that there is a wide difference in local time of place located at two extreme points of India. As such, the difference between these 2 points will be about 2 hours. So here you can see that the difference between time zone is of 2 hours. Now comes the important point, that is the neighbors of India. Let's have a look how many countries are our neighboring countries. There are 7 countries that share land boundaries with India. First one is Pakistan, which is located over here in the map. You can see this is India, and here Pakistan is there. Second, Afghanistan. Here you need to see that how Afghanistan is connected to India. When I zoom this, can you see that here this is India, this is Pakistan, and this is Afghanistan, and Afghanistan share its boundary here little. Here you can clearly see that Afghanistan is sharing its land boundary to India at this point. Third is China. Here you can see China is there. It shares a lot of portion. Third one is Nepal over here. Bhutan here, small one. Bangladesh, this purple one is Bangladesh. Myanmar and Srinagar. Myanmar here and Srinagar downside. India is a vast country. It is divided into 28 states and 8 union territories. So now, previously India was divided into 29 states and 7 union territories. But now, recently India has been divided into 28 states and 8 union territories. Delhi is a national capital. The state has been formed mainly on the basis of languages. So, if we are talking that 28 states are there and 8 union territories, then how the division has been done? The division has been done according to their languages. If you see, then in the west side Gujarat, the people speak Gujarati. In the south, people speak South language. So the states have been divided on the basis of their languages. Now let us talk about the physical divisions of India. In this map, here you can see that upside this blue color is known as an Himalayan range. Then below the mountains there comes a northern plains, green one. Then on the west side you can see that here Indian desert is there. In the center, Deccan Plateau. In the west, Western Ghats. In the east, Eastern Ghats, and downside there is islands. Let's have a look about it. India has many physical features such as mountain, plain, plateaus, coast and island. Himalayan mountains are divided into three ranges. The northmost is known as the Himadri. The south of the Himadri it is known as an Himachal. Southernmost it is known as the Shivalik. The northern Indian plains lies to the south of the Himalayas. This land is highly populated. So here in the map you can see that after this Himalayan range downside, this green color is the northern plains. So it is located below Himalayan range, and here it is said that this land is highly populated. Here most of the people lives here. Why? The reason is only that this land is highly fertile due to this Himalayan range. In Himalayan range you know that snowfall is there, so many rivers are formed over there. This river flows from the northern plains, so that's why the land over there is most fertile and the cultivation of crops has been done over there more, and the people also stay there more. That's why it is said that the northern plain is highly populated. In the western part of India lies the great Indian desert. Here you can see the picture of desert. In the desert you will not find any water bodies. Very less water body is there. So it is dry, hot, sandy stretch of land. It has very little vegetation. The reason of having little vegetation is that only because their water body is very less. So crops or the trees cannot grow over there due to its climate. To the south lies the peninsular plateau. It is triangular in shape. Here you can see that in the starting only I said that India is a peninsular country. What is peninsula? Peninsula means a piece of land which is surrounded by water from three sides. And here you can see it is triangular in shape and it shares its boundary by water from three sides. That's why the south lies the peninsular plateau. To the west of the Western Ghats and the east of Eastern Ghats lies the coastal plains. So here in the west of Western Ghat, here you can see that this all the part is having coastal plains. In the east also, along the Eastern Ghats there is a coastal plains. The western coastal plains are very narrow. So here you can see that as compared to the eastern part, the western part is having narrow coastal plains. Here from the map, in the map only you can clearly see that the eastern coastal is having more broad and where the western coastal plain is narrow. If we comes here, then Lakshadweep Island located in the Arabian Sea. So in the map let's have a look that where Lakshadweep Island is located and where Andaman and Nicobar is located. So here you can see that in the eastern part, in the Bay of Bengal, Andaman and Nicobar Island is located, and in the west, in Arabian Sea, Lakshadweep Island is located. So these two islands are located on the different sides. In the east, Andaman and Nicobar Island is located, and in the west, Lakshadweep Island is located. So yeah, Lakshadweep Island located in the Arabian Sea in the west. It consists of 36 islands and is the smallest union territory of India. So this Lakshadweep Island is formed with the help of 36 islands. Whereas when we come here Andaman and Nicobar Island lies in the Bay of Bengal in the east part. It consists of 572 islands, of which 37 are inhabited. So this Andaman and Nicobar Island is made up of 572, and from that 572 islands, 37 islands are inhabited. Matlab we cannot live over there, we cannot survive over there, and no one is living there. So thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed this video and you will learn lot of things from me. So please like the video if you have enjoyed it, if you have learned the things, and please subscribe the channel so that whenever I upload new videos you get the notification first, and share with your friends so that they can also learn lot from me. Thank you. Have a nice day.